The American market dominates global ATV sales, so it's no surprise that Honda has a base of operations in the U.S. The Japanese company invited Moto USA to its plant in Timmonsville, South Carolina for a look-see at the ATV manufacturing process. The South Carolina factory has been building ATV models ever since its 1998 creation, including the Four-Trax Foreman Sport Utility Quad. Honda associates gathered to celebrate the new 2012 Foreman with a line-off ceremony. Notable as the first full redesign spearheaded by Honda's American R&D department, we watched the ceremonial Foreman roll off the assembly line. Then it was time for a step-by-step look at just how Honda cranks out an ATV every 60 seconds. The Timmonsville plant isn't simply an assembly point for Honda parts. The site does a surprising amount of fabrication, including engine casting, injection molding, and parts machining. The engine cases and cylinder heads are made by the sand core die cast method. Molten aluminum heated to 1400 degrees Fahrenheit pours out of a huge crucible. Once cast, the extruded engine cases and cylinder heads are thoroughly cleaned and then undergo a series of milling processes. As a zero-waste facility, all waste materials are recycled and wastewater treated on-site. While not cast on-site, the crankshaft goes through a similar milling process. It's not machined entirely by robotic inputs. However, a human touch still delivers final inspection and a couple of hammer strokes. From there, the crankshaft heads over to the engine assembly line. A unique serial number is engraved on the case before the engine line gets the power plant built up into running order. The South Carolina plant also manufactures much of the bodywork components for its ATV via plastic injection molding process. Fenders and other plastic bodywork are produced on-site in large molds, with technicians taking machines offline to replace the dies, depending on the type of model being produced. The fuel tank is also produced on-site, cleaned and inspected by hand. ATV wheels are yet another component manufactured at Timmonsville. Large aluminum sheets are stamped out into slender rectangles, with the new pieces rolled and welded into a raw cylindrical wheel shape. Large presses refine the shape of the wheels, while more welds complete the process. The wheels are sent away for anodizing and paint. Some frame components are welded on site as well, by both robotic and human means. The frame and other metallic components leave the welding and painting area to their respective entry points on the assembly process. Small side assembly stations produce components like the steering column and later down the line the axles. Bodywork components, fuel tank, as well as tire shod wheels are collected and ready to join final assembly. At this point, engine and frame are joined together and moved onto the final assembly line. From here, the rolling chassis comes together in a relatively short order as the line methodically rolls on. Brake rotors make their appearance, then front suspension and mufflers. Fluids are added, along with the fuel tank and fenders. Once the wheels are ratcheted on, a full rolling chassis is complete. Toss on a seat and the ATV is started and rolled onto the dyno, where techs bang through the gears. Afterward, it's off to navigate the factory's short test route to shake down the suspension and steering components, as well as engage the reverse gear. From there, the quad is packed up and shipped out the door, ready for the sales floor.